Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this particular episode, I'd like to talk about different ways, and one way in particular, that you are able to try to get back into court after you have a deportation or removal order. So, a lot of times, people will get removal orders for one reason or another. They're then supposed to leave the United States and or appeal, and lo and behold, they disappear into the woodwork. And years later, when something happens, they come to my office, or their family comes to my office, and they possibly have, even if they were deported, they have an illegal reentry. They have two illegal reentries. Sometimes they're serving time for an illegal reentry, whatever it is, or they're tired of hiding, because of the removal order, and they want to see if there's a way to stop it, or to reverse it. So what I do is, first I determine what it is that caused the initial removal order. For example, did they have notice of when and where the court was? If they didn't, and if it's believable, then we can do a motion in absentia, a motion to reopen, and an in absentia hearing based on lack of notice. Obviously, just think about it. If you're being sued, and all of a sudden you get a paper saying you owe some person $10,000 because of a judgment, and you say, "What? Where did this come from?" Because you were never served with the papers to be able to respond. Well, it's similar. If you're served with immigration papers about court and you never got them, you've never had the opportunity to have your day in court. So that would be a motion to reopen, and an absentia hearing based on lack of due process. But what you also want to look at, and what I inquire, I go, okay, if you knew about it, why didn't you go? What did your prior attorney tell you, or someone who said they were your attorney? What did they show you? What did they tell you you had to do? What forms of relief did you apply for? What forms of relief didn't you apply for? Did you withdraw any forms of relief? Why were they withdrawn? Did you sign any paperwork? And what were you signing? Why did you sign it? And so forth. And so another way of trying to go about this is to show that there was ineffective assistance of counsel, or for short, IAC. Okay. Now, not everywhere in the United States basically agrees that ineffective assistance of counsel is a lack of due process. Now, I personally don't understand how that's possible, because if you hire an attorney and the attorney doesn't properly represent you, then it's like you're not hiring an attorney, and clearly you don't have due process. But what most of the courts will require is to show there's prejudice. Okay, so if the attorney had done this, then this should have happened, and instead this is happening. So obviously, if you are or have been deported for a great deal of time, you've been away from your family, you suffered, and if you weren't given the proper advisals and so forth, then it is possible to make a motion to reopen based on ineffective assistance of counsel. And then, for example, when I was telling you earlier that some people have decided to re-enter illegally, and sometimes they're in prison because of it. If you are able to show ineffective assistance of counsel on the initial deportation, and that's successful and it's overturned, it's like you didn't have a prior deportation order, and therefore the illegal re-entries might be able to be pulled off as well. So there's lots of different options here. So if you like the video, click like, subscribe. You can also feel free to give my office a call, give a free consultation anywhere on this planet for your situation. Okay, more on the coming videos.